Hello, everyone, and welcome. How many of you find yourselves waking up in the morning, squinting at your phone with crusties still in your eyes, whether it be on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, all before you even take a sip of water or talk to another living human being? The reality is, this is how most of us start our day. But how have we gotten to this point? The truth is, social media does a great job through instant rewards, repetition, and the perfect level of dopamine to just keep us coming back for more. Sounds a lot like addiction, doesn't it? Well, considering 4.9 billion people use social media on a daily basis, it is the world's most widely used drug. From networking for your job to simply talking to a friend across the country in California, everyone has an application for social media. But what we need to do as responsible users is figure out exactly where the line between communication and overconsumption can be crossed. And as users of social media ourselves, we stand in front of you today hoping to define exactly where that line is. Today, we will discuss 3 major impacts that social media has on humans. We will inform you of its effects on mental health, its effects on how we communicate, and ultimately how we can mindfully use social media for nothing but a positive thing. First, we will look at the impact that social media has on mental health, both positive and negative. First, from a positive perspective, social media creates a sense of belonging and purpose, especially in those who do not feel that in their real lives. Platforms such as Discord and Reddit offer a home for people with these niche personalities and these niche hobbies to meet other people with these niche personalities and niche hobbies. Additionally, social media acts as a creative outlet, with Pew Research Center reporting that 81% of young adults report getting their day-to-day information from social media platforms. Now, let's look at the negatives. First and foremost, the overconsumption of social media is directly linked to depression, anxiety, and sleep disorders. Studies done by the American Psychological Association report that 3+ hours of daily usage on social media a day result in heightened levels of potential mental health issues. Beyond this overconsumption, social media, like Instagram, has the ability to blur the line between perception and reality. These algorithms that these social media platforms have people losing themselves trying to reach this level of perfection that they all see on their screens every day. So while these social media platforms can empower us, it can silently wear us down as well. But beyond how it makes us feel, our next speaker will dive into exactly how it's changed the way we communicate.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today I'll be talking about the impact of social media on mental health and communication. Today I wanted to talk about how social media has completely transformed the way that we communicate. Think about how often you send a message, check a post, scroll through your feed, and whether it's a quick text on WhatsApp or a post on Facebook or even a video on Microsoft Teams, social media has connected us to people anywhere in the world. It has created incredible opportunities for connection and awareness, but it has also changed how we interact face to face and how we understand one another. But there are some positive impacts. Social media allows us instant communication with friends and family, even people across the globe. Platforms such as WhatsApp, Facebook make it easier to stay in touch with your loved ones no matter the distance. On the professional side of things, sites like Microsoft Teams have allowed us to collaborate, network, and share career opportunities faster than ever. Another major benefit that social media promotes is global awareness and collective action. Moments such as Black Lives Matter and global sustainability companions have gained massive attention because of social media. These platforms let people share their stories, raise money, and spread messages that spark real world changes. Even apps like Yelp help people connect locally, globally, and by posting reviews that influence community decisions and hold businesses accountable. Some negative impacts are social media has weakened in-person communication skills, even stunt emotional awareness. Many people now struggle with eye contact, being patient, or actively listening during conversations. I'm one of them because I cannot hold eye contact. I literally get nervous. When people rely too much on online interactions, it can create a sense of comfort that actually increases isolation over time. Another concern is that online communication often lacks depth. Messages can easily be misunderstood because the tone, the emotion, and the body language doesn't translate through a screen. According to Lucas 2020, effective communication depends on constructive feedback, emotional perception, and nonverbal cues, all things that are often missing online. Without these elements, our conversations can feel shallow or disconnected. In conclusion, to wrap everything up, social media has truly reshaped the way that we connect and communicate. It allows instant contact, promote awareness, and unites people around the world. But at the same time, it can also distance us emotionally and weaken our ability to interact face to face. The key is balance. If we use social media mindfully, limit time screen, focus on real conversations, and engaging with purpose, it can be a tool that connects rather than divides us. Thank you.
So now that we've talked about the impact social media has on our mental health and our communication skills, I think this would be a great place to start talking about something a little bit more practical, which is how we can actually use social media in more positive and mindful ways. So the truth is that social media itself isn't necessarily good or bad, but it's actually how we choose to engage with it that determines the impact it's going to have on us. So one simple but powerful strategy to increase the more positive impacts is to set time limits or to create no scroll zones. So this means that you are intentionally choosing where or when you won't go on social media. So for example, maybe an hour before bed you won't go on social media. Or maybe when you're spending time with someone face to face you won't go on social media. And so taking these breaks can really just help reduce stress, improve sleep, and just give your mind some space to reset. Another way to be mindful is to cater your experience to be more positive. So what I mean by this is to just engage with things in your feed that would uplift you and not break you down. Like maybe following accounts that'll uplift you, or just stop interacting with things that would make you compare yourself to completely unrealistic expectations. And so this is really to make sure that social media is building you up and not breaking you down. Another key piece to this is to reestablish real human connection. Emojis, reactions, and acronyms can never replace a facial expression or any other type of human interaction like a hug, for example. Over time, we've replaced simple in-person interactions like, for example, maybe walking upstairs and just asking a family member something, like a question. We've replaced interactions like these with texts or calls. And so while it is easier in the moment, it's also slowly weakening our physical and social connection on the world around us. And finally, we need to use social media as a tool, not just as an answer. With AI, for example, being built into like every platform, like Grok being an X, for example, it's easy to just ask for answers and to not critically think for yourself. But if we treat social media as a starting point, like a starting point for researching or to share ideas, it can actually encourage deeper thinking and personal growth. So ultimately, social media itself is not the issue, but it's how we choose to engage with it that determines whether it becomes positive or a negative force in society.
Can connect, inform, and motivate us, but it can also isolate, exhaust, and alter our sense of reality. Its impact on each individual depends on the applications in which it is used. Because of the technological world we live in, we may never completely escape the concept of scrolling instead of turning a page, but we can begin to control how it impacts us. Like training a horse, awareness, balance, and reinforcement make the world of a difference. So, I challenge all of you to wake up tomorrow and before looking at your phone, find the nearest person and say, "Good morning." It may seem outdated or even strange, but fostering that connection is exactly what will change us back from the robots into humans.